Interesting. Novocaine from Hailstorm. Boy, that chick impresses me, man. I'll tell you, she's like Pat Benatar and Judas Priest had a baby, and you got Lizzie from Hailstorm. Wow. But y'all caught us right in the middle of a problem here. We're over here and push this little button. And this happens. I don't think it's supposed to do that. So, looks like it's time to go pull the emergency handle. See if we can close the door. Find out what the heck is going on. What are we gonna do? The boats are still out there! Alright, we went up there and did a bunch of adjustments and got the chain back on track and tightened up and all that good stuff. Now it's doing this. Hey. That's not good. Yeah. Okay. Now, according to online, if we adjust these things for more load, that should help. So we're going to crank it right on up to, say, 6 from about 2, and let's see if that does anything. Alright, let's give this a try. Damn, boys, garage door life. Let's see if it'll go down. He shoots in scores. Whoa, 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 whoa. We don't need to be showing you that. Hey, after about an hour and a half or two, we actually got the garage door working. Had to reprogram our codes. Everything. It just took a dump on us and we don't know what the hell happened. Strange. Took it apart, put it back together. Now it works fine. Now, back to Hailstorm. Now that we're done playing Garage Door Man, maybe we can get our filters installed. Tell me that don't look like a Mark Cruiser color. Sweetness. So, we're taking the tape off here, of course, and we got our clamp aids out and our box of nice new stainless steel closed clamps. These are the big deal. And we're going to go ahead and try to get them installed. And just look at the difference between these two. I've had to have done this at least 2,000 times over the last decade. I'm sure some of you are thinking, a lot of effort to put in fuel filters when you gotta do fuel pumps anyway. Well, there's a reason. The first reason is it's because it's what we have. Also, the front motor is a long way from the fuel pumps. They're all the way in the back by this transom. And this guy's about 5 feet from the bow, so let's get this done. Alright, one of the first things we're going to do is make sure our battery charger leads are still on. It's been a few days. Well, yeah, they look good. Alright, we're going to pop the chargers on while we do this, just to keep it going. We're also going to pick up some trash from the last episode. Bad mark. Bad. We'll throw this just right in our basket here. Alright, now we're going to plug them guys in and get started changing this filter. Alright, some of you raceboat lifers will remember this from a couple episodes ago. We put our filter in here. And of course, being glass, we really don't want it to bounce off the intake. So that was strike one. Strike two is the fact that it has 3/8" fittings. And we have searched long and hard and cannot find anything with 7/16" fittings. And that's what all our fuel lines are. So now we have a 1/2" filter. This is a rarity all by itself. And instead of these little 1/4" hose clamps, we have the real deal here. And the main reason is these little 1/4" guys, that fitting is only so long, and it has a barb right here, and you got to get this inside. These big hose clamps would never have done that, and it actually would have been sitting on the barb. But since we're upgrading everything, we're going to upgrade all the clamps along the way, just to make sure we don't have any future problems. Knock on a valve cover. We split our hose, so that was a fail. Alright, raceboat lifers, first things first, if you do anything with hobbyists like cars, hobbies, you know, anything in general, boats, if you need to get online right now and go out and buy yourself an assortment of corks. Believe it or not, you would be amazed on how many times you need something just like this and you don't have it, and you're stuffing something else in a hole or trying to do something. In our case right now, we're going to go ahead and stick it in our fuel line just to make sure we don't have any leakage. But to the point at hand, we're going to have to speak some truth here and say that we had multiple failures. If you're a lifer, you've seen us do this before, where we take our heat gun, give the thing a little bit of heat there, slide our fitting in, bam, let it set up, let it cool down, it conforms to it, and it works. I mean, and I'm not saying you're going to put a 1/2" on an 1.5" you know, fitting, but we're talking about an 1/8, maybe a 1/16 of an inch in a lot of cases. Ours is 7/16. The fittings are all 1/2". So the problem we're having is our fuel lines become real stiff over the last decade, and we thought maybe it was just up by the filter, the original filter, so we moved it back, and 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 we're not getting anywhere. So we went back in the garage there in old Shanty Town, and we found ourselves some pieces, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take our old fuel line, put our new piece in, and then take some new fuel line, which, like I said, this 1/2 inch, I'm looking at actually which way it should go, and I'm just demonstrating here, but without heat, I mean, that's on. That's all the way on. And as it conforms over a couple years like that, getting these filters on and off won't be a problem at all. But as we go ahead, we'd heat it up enough, you know, just to make it a little bit softer. Nothing, you know, not smoking or anything. Hit it with some lithium grease of all things. Inside the pipe, everything. Go to put it on, and you do that. Or inside, you would see when I'd pull it back out after it cooled down, I'd pull it back out, and you could see the inside of the hose was cracked. So, in one of our videos, a few of them ago, back when we were actually doing the pressure tests, I noticed in one of our videos that actually the underneath of the actual fuel pressure regulator, it was starting to just seep a little bit. And I'll about guarantee you is the fact because of this line split inside, and then now the fuel is actually seeping up between the two layers slowly. But we did notice it when it was on camera. You would have never noticed it until it was dripping on the intake, and that may have been never. It didn't seem like it went any further than about this far from the hose clamp, and it just kind of evaporated. But we did see it on video, so that's one good thing out of all these videos. If nobody's watching, at least we saw something. But again, our conclusion is that this would be the way to go with this and this. And then it dawned on us. We have fuel pumps to install, and we're going to run across this same exact issue back at the fuel tanks where the fuel pumps are mounted. And yeah, you've got some slack, but you know, a couple of these little times around and it's going to be short. So we've come to the conclusion we need to stop where we're at and buy a new fuel line. And we do have enough here probably to do the rear motor, but it's sketchy on how much exactly it is here. I mean, I would measure it if anything was real tight, but the real thing is we don't have nearly enough to go to the front motor, so we're going to have to get on Amazon tonight, and that's one of the reasons why we are happy about doing this today. At least we found out. I mean, if we had fuel pumps here and we're thinking, oh yeah, this is going to be an awesome day, we're going to slap some fuel pumps in this thing, we're going to throw the new filters on, and we're going to be starting these dogs up and getting them running. And it'd have been a huge disappointment to sit there and go, oh, now we got everything apart, we got no fuel line. So, race boat life. That's the way it is. So I need to get things closed up. It's already 7:15. As I said, coming up with all these ideas and took a lot of time. And guess what? We're exactly where we were, except for now we know we have to go backwards before we can go forwards. Hey, could have found out another time. It's better to find out now. Still sucks, I mean, but you know, it's better to find out now. So, we'll see you on the next episode. Raceboat life. Oh, and look. From moving cameras and such around and everything else, and probably got caught in the rain also, I left my multimeter here on. Dead battery. Here I go again for my multimeter. Damn, boy, these fuel pumps are going to be real fun to get off and on. Oh, there we go, multimeter in the water and under the fuel line. There we go. Raceboat life. Raceboat life. Yay, raceboat life. Oh, drop him again. Alright, so I went up there and took the chain off, got everything readjusted. I guess I gotta plug it in now. Well, let's see how long that'll hold together.